Good morning, my lovely wilder people, and welcome back to Wilder Hope Adventures. We are currently just walking along the limestone way, but we're going up to Cratcliffe rock, and there's a hermit's cave up here. I also want to see if we can see Robin Hood's Stride, which is up on the top here, and then there is a stone circle up here as well. So a couple of things in the area. We have barely left the area of Matlock Bath and finding all this absolutely amazing epic stuff to check out. So this is Robin Hood's Stride, and we're just come around and it looks like it'd be a cave or something, or hideout. But I don't actually know anything about Robin Hood's Stride, but one guess it might have been a hideout in this area since we aren't that far from Nottingham. So you can definitely get up a little bit further up there. Great fun for kids, I'm sure. Lots of climbing, and also lots of amazing views out here from this point. Not as impressive as Lathkill rocks that we saw in the previous video, but still worth coming to check out. But we're gonna backtrack just a little bit and head that direction, find the Hermit's Cave, which is part of Cratcliffe, or is Cratcliffe. Alright, so we're at the top. I wonder if this is it. Doesn't seem like much of a cave right here. Just seems like an overhang. Sometimes the idea of something is better than the reality of it. This may not be it, to be fair. We're gonna wander around, and I think we're gonna go see if we can find some views. Well worth this view, climbing the top of Cratcliffe, or yeah, I keep forgetting the name of that. But we came, I think Lathkill Cliffs or Lathkill Rocks is just over in there, not 100% sure, but parking area we started off at way down there, but what an epic spot. Somehow we managed to scramble down this and we found the Hermit's Cave. So where we were at before definitely wasn't the Hermit's Cave. I have no idea how we're going to get back up that. Hopefully we can get around it. But so this would have been the Hermit's Cave. It's blocked off right now, but it's got this wall around it, and I can see why this would have been more of a cave. Quite impressive. So that is Robin Hood's Stride, the Hermit's Cave, and Cratcliffe. We are heading on now, I hope, as long as the weather holds, to do Lathkill Dale, which isn't too far from here. But this has already been a really great start to the day. To get out here, really unmotivated this morning. to get out and do this, but really, really glad I did. Well, we've managed to make it to Lathkill Dale. There is parking at Overhaddon Car Park. Be aware it only takes coins for the parking, where you can use your phone, but there's almost no service for EE there. So I had to drive to the top and come back in again. So yeah, it's about 2.5 miles in, 2.5 miles out, so a good 3 hours of hiking. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. I've heard really good things about this trail, so just gotta figure out where the hell I'm going. So unfortunately, it seems to be that currently there is absolutely no water in Lathkill Dale, which means we're going to get up here and there's going to be no waterfall, which is super, super disappointing. And also, it's going to basically limit the amount of wildlife that we see. But as you can see, there is absolutely nothing flowing in this right now. And that is not just dry, that's bone dry. So we've actually found something really, really interesting off the trail. This may not look like much, but this one and just over here, somewhere to the left, are two natural sinkholes, and they are the only two known to exist in the UK. And what's really, really interesting about them is that they would basically, water would flow into them when the Lathkill river flooded, and it would sink down into these. So there's a tufa deposit down at the bottom, and they would follow their own channel under the Lathkill River to a place about 100 yards downstream, and that's how they discovered it. So what they did is how they discovered this is they basically pumped water into this under pressure, and it came out about 100 yards where water sinks under low pressure, but under high pressure it obviously came up from the ground. So that's absolutely fascinating. The only places like this in the UK. Looks like we got the remnants of an old house here. I don't know if it's an old house or an old mill that would have run from the river. Not much of it left, just a couple of walls. And oh, there's a mineshaft here too. Oh wow. That's crazy. So there's also this around here. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, just a little room. Wow, so you can actually go into this mineshaft. I'm gonna tie the dogs up, because obviously they're not gonna go down with me, and we've got this grate around it, so I'm just gonna tie them up here. We're gonna go check this out real quick. Does suggest going down backwards. That's exactly what we're going to do. Let's close the gate so the dogs don't try to follow me. I can already feel that really cold air coming out. Wow. Can't believe this is accessible. Love it. Sadly, you can only go so far. There's a steep drop just right about here. You can hear the water flowing, but this is still really cool to have in here. So this is where we came down. And there's a little bit of information right here about Lathkill's underworld. So again, I think this was lead mining through here. But what an epic place to be able to come into. Well, that in and of itself was worth the visit. Ow, stinging nettles. I don't usually get affected too badly like them, thankfully, but. So back over the bridge. So where you find this is you basically, it's probably a half mile in, you cross the bridge on the left hand side and you'll see the ruins of the house, and then you'll see the railing of the mine shaft. So there is actually some water here. That's actually quite surprising. And it is flowing, so maybe there is a bit of a waterfall up there. We just had a really lovely chat with either a volunteer or a member of staff of the National Nature Reserve. And so what is basically going on with this river? It's called Winterbourne, and it's one of 85% of limestone rivers in the world. So there's like 224 limestone rivers in the world, and 85% of them are here. But what's really, really fascinating about it is the reason that there's not so much water is because of the limestone, and when it's low pressure, there's not much water, it actually sinks down and flows underneath what we can see. So it's not actually a dry river, it's just the flow is very different and very unique. So in winter, when there's more moisture, the actual river comes out of Lathkill Head Cave. It's an underground river. Obviously, when we've got low flow, low rain, it's doubtful there's actually going to be any water in there. But I'm really, really glad I ran into that person, because it really gave me an understanding of exactly what kind of river this is. It's not dried up, it's not diverted, it's not stopped somewhere up there. It's just a very natural way that limestone rivers work. Well, this is quite unusual. I don't think I've ever seen. So we're into the grassland area, which you can see right up here. But this is just nothing but scree that we're walking along. And these trees are just, they're all growing out of it. It's so odd. So here's a perfect example of where the water has sunk underneath all this limestone, dry all the way through here. But I suspect we'll get some more water up there. Well, we've kind of reached the end of this, so, I mean, it goes further. We could take a trail up and come back on the road, but I don't think I really want to walk on the roads. I think that we're going to turn back here, and there's one thing I want to talk about on the way back that I didn't quite catch on the way up. So what I didn't realize when we passed this earlier, this all through here is what would have been, or would be in winter when the water is higher and more powerful. This would have been the waterfall. So it's very, very strange feeling to be standing on the riverbed in front of a waterfall that doesn't actually exist. So a very odd feeling, but this is kind of cool to see it like this too. I mean, waterfalls are fabulous, don't get me wrong. You've seen enough of my videos at this point to know how much I like waterfalls, but this is unique and different and very, very strange. We're almost back to the end of the trail, so I'm going to leave this video here, guys. I'm not going to do this on every video because I know it gets tiresome, but if you guys feel like supporting the channel in any way, I will leave a link to my merchandise store down below. Every penny of it goes to help producing these videos and continuing this channel, oftentimes helping me replace camera gear that gets broken. But anyway, guys, as always, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and thanks for watching.